It was 2:41 a.m. when the call came through, right between the last refill of coffee and the point where silence starts to sound like movement. The kind of hour when the city feels hollow, like everyone just stopped existing. I was parked off Route 19, lights off, rain hitting the windshield in soft waves. Reeves was in the passenger seat, flipping through his notebook, half listening to the radio chatter. Static, reports of a drunk driver, a domestic. Routine. Then dispatch cut in, faint, distorted, like her voice was being dragged through a tunnel. Unit 47, respond to a disturbance. County Road 12, near the old service tower. I straightened up. Reeves frowned. Did she say the tower? I nodded. The tower had been dead for years, a rusted spine of metal out in the trees, last used back when analog frequencies still mattered. The locals said sometimes, on stormy nights, you could hear it hum again. I didn't believe that kind of talk. Still, something about hearing that address pulled at the back of my mind. I keyed the mic dispatch, 47 copies. What's the nature of the call? Static answered. Reeves turned the volume knob, but all we got was a faint rhythmic pulse, too slow to be interference, too regular to be random. I tried again. Dispatch, 47 en route. Can you confirm caller location? Silence. The pulse stopped. Then faint breathing. Human close in the line. Reeves leaned forward. Is that open mic? I didn't respond. Just stared at the radio until the light flickered red again. 47, standby, connection unstable, then it died. Reeves gave a small, humorless laugh. Perfect. We pulled onto County 12, the tires cutting through puddles. The forest closed in on both sides, a wall of wet black shapes, branches like arms stretching over the road. The wipers fought against the downpour. The deeper we drove, the weaker the reception got. The dashboard clock froze at 2:57. Reeves noticed first. You seeing that? I tapped the glass. Nothing. Outside, the mist thickened, glowing faintly in the beams of the headlights. A deer darted across the road, soaked and frantic. Its eyes flashed white, then gone. Reeves muttered something under his breath. He'd been on the job 6 years. Nothing rattled him. But tonight, he kept glancing at the rearview mirror like he expected something to be there. I didn't blame him. My chest felt tight, like the air pressure had shifted. The radio crackled again, not dispatch this time. A low male voice, distant. Unit 47, copy. I grabbed the mic. This is 47. Identify yourself. Static. Then, same voice. You shouldn't be here. Reeves stared at me. Was that a prank? I shook my head. Could be a squatter with a scanner. Yeah, he said, or someone using our frequency. I didn't answer. I just kept driving. The road narrowed, turned to dirt, then to mud. Branches scraped the sides of the cruiser. The rain grew lighter, but the fog got thicker like it had weight. When I slowed near the service road, the headlights caught the edge of fence. The gate was open. Beyond it, darkness swallowed everything. Reeves checked the GPS. It was frozen again, flashing a blank gray map. Guess this is it. He stepped out, boots sinking into the mud. I followed, flashlight in hand. The air smelled metallic like wet wires. Somewhere deeper in the woods, a generator hummed. Low, steady, not far. Reeves scanned the perimeter. Could be squatters after all, he said. Or metal thieves. His light flicked over the ground. There were prints, human, barefoot, smeared by rain, leading toward the trees. I called it in. Dispatch, Unit 47 on scene at County 12, investigating possible trespass. Nothing, just the hiss of open air. I tried again. Dispatch, confirm transmission. The radio clicked once, twice, then faintly. Unit 47, do not. The rest was swallowed by static. Reeves turned to me, his light trembling just enough to notice. Do not what? He asked. Before I could answer, a noise came from the trees. Not an animal. Too slow. Too deliberate. Branches shifting. Rain breaking against something solid. I aimed my flashlight into the dark. For a second, something reflected, like eyes but too far apart. Then gone. Reeves whispered, "You saw that." I nodded. The hum from the generator grew louder, though I still couldn't see it. The air buzzed faintly, like static from an old television. I reached for my mic again. Dead. I turned toward the cruiser and stopped. The headlights flickered once, twice, then died completely. Only the glow of our flashlights cut the dark. The forest went still. Even the rain seemed to hesitate. Reeves whispered, "We lost power." I looked back toward the trees. The prints we'd seen were gone, washed out by mud, except for one. Fresh, facing us. Reeves raised his weapon slightly. "Who's out there?" he called. No answer, just that low hum, pulsing in rhythm with the static still whispering through my dead radio. Then, from somewhere behind us, a short burst of feedback, like the radio coughing back to life. Reeves turned. That came from the cruiser. I took a step forward. The mic inside was clicking on its own. No voice, just 3 short bursts. Then silence. Reeves exhaled, steady but shaky. "You think that was dispatch?" I didn't answer. I stared through the rain at the black shape of the tower, rising above the trees, its outline flickering like it was breathing with the storm. The radio clicked once more, and a distorted whisper crawled through the static. Not words, not sound, just something trying to form. Then it cut. The cruiser lights blinked once, and everything went black. The rain had thinned to a cold drizzle by the time we reached the base of the tower. It stood in the clearing like a rusted skeleton, stretching into a sky that had no stars, no color, just the faint electric glow of distant storm clouds. The structure moaned with the wind, cables swaying and creaking like something breathing in metal. Reeves scanned the area with his flashlight, the beam slicing through mist. The light reflected off puddles, twisted pieces of metal, and an old maintenance truck half sunk in mud. I noted the time, 3:58 a.m., but my watch ticked wrong, seconds jumping in twos. I tried to log it into my recorder. The playback glitched before I even spoke. Static bled through the speaker. Reeves's voice came out distorted when he spoke. You getting that hum?" I listened. Beneath the wind, there was a low tone, rhythmic, almost like power lines, but there shouldn't have been power here. The tower had been off-grid for over a decade. We circled the perimeter, flashlights bouncing off corroded warning signs. "Keep out." No signal. Property decommissioned. Someone had scratched letters into the metal below. They never left. Reeves laughed quietly, but it didn't sound amused. We approached one of the sheds near the base. Its door hung open, chain rusted through. Inside, the smell hit first. Wet insulation, oil, and something faintly organic. My beam caught on a pile of old radio equipment, transmitters, headsets, all tangled in cables. The floor was covered in water. Reeves crouched beside a console and brushed off the dust. "Still warm," he muttered. I didn't believe him until I touched it. The panel was faintly vibrating. A single green light blinked, slow, steady. "Could be an emergency battery," I said, but the switch was off. Reeves looked at me, and I didn't have an answer. I called him again. "Dispatch, Unit 47, confirming presence of equipment at site, possible illegal occupation." The response came late, too late. 47, say again, "Who is this?" The voice wasn't dispatch. Male, deeper, uncertain. "Identify yourself," I said. Silence. Then, "We lost your signal hours ago." The channel went dead. Reeves stared at the radio in my hand, then at his own. "Hours," he repeated. "We got here 15 minutes ago." I didn't respond. The clock on my dash cam read 4:26. Impossible. I replayed the last minute of the recording. Only static. No voices, no ambient sound. Just dead air, then a soft breath right next to the mic. Reeves moved toward the back of the shed. "Tracks again," he said. I followed. The prints were clearer now, barefoot, light, leading toward the tower stairs. I felt my pulse in my throat. The rain had stopped completely, yet the air dripped as if moisture still fell from somewhere unseen. The hum was louder near the stairs. Reeves started climbing. The metal groaned beneath his boots. "Probably nothing," he said, though his voice didn't match the words. Halfway up, he stopped. "There's something up here," he called down. I aimed my flashlight upward, catching his silhouette against the steel beams. Then his light blinked off. "Reeves?" I called. No answer. Reeves responded. I started climbing. Each step vibrated faintly, like the tower itself had a heartbeat. Halfway up, I stopped. His flashlight lay wedged between two rails, still on, but no sign of him. The light swayed in the wind, casting thin shadows that danced across the fog. I keyed my mic. Unit 47 to dispatch. Officer missing. Request backup at tower site. County Road 12. Static. Then laughter. Quiet, low, distorted. I froze. It wasn't Reeves. It wasn't dispatch. The sound stretched, breaking apart into a mechanical whine. The light below flickered. My recorder turned on by itself, voice playback activating. My own voice repeating words I hadn't said. "Copy that. On scene. Unknown presence." I shut it off. The hum pulsed again, deeper this time, shaking the frame. A high tone cut through the fog like a scream. Metal, wind, and something else. The entire tower vibrated. I climbed back down. The flashlight on the ground was flickering in bursts. 3 short, 2 long, repeating. Morse. I couldn't remember the code, but it felt deliberate. I turned toward the tree lean, scanning for movement. Then I saw him, or something shaped like him, standing at the edge of the clearing. Reeves, or maybe not. His uniform dark, soaked, face turned away. "Reeves!" I shouted. He didn't move. The tower groaned again, louder. I blinked. He was gone. Just gone. The fog closed in like water, swallowing the space between trees. My earpiece crackled. Unit 47, a pause. "You're not alone." The sound of breathing filled the channel, wet, slow. I dropped the mic. Behind me, the shed door slammed shut. The generator sound stopped. The only thing left was the hum, steady and close, like something big had started moving just beyond the light. The hum was inside the air now, pressing against my skull like pressure before a storm. I could feel in my teeth under my skin. The clearing had gone soundless except for that pulse, steady, mechanical, alive. My flashlight cut through the fog, but every few seconds the beam fractured, bent like it was hitting heat waves. I called again, voice shaking. Reeves responded. Nothing. Then, far off in the trees, something answered. Not a voice. A rhythm. Metal tapping on metal, slow and deliberate, matching my own heartbeat. I turned in a circle, trying to pinpoint it, but the sound moved, circling me. I reached the cruiser, door half open, lights still dead. The dashboard clock now reads 6:02. I lost 2 hours, or was lying. I checked the camera feed on the mounted dash recorder. The last frame showed me standing by the tower stairs, flashlight raised, mouth open like I was speaking, but there was no audio, no movement, just stillness. Then, as I watched, the footage stuttered. My reflection in the screen blinked, but I hadn't. I looked up. The driver's door slowly creaked wider, though no wind blew. "Reeves?" My voice was too quiet. I leaned in. The radio was on, just barely. A whisper looped in and out of static. "Unit 47, don't," the rest dissolved. I grabbed the mic. "Dispatch, come in. I've lost visual on my partner. Possible injury or abduction. Request immediate." My voice cut off in the radio mid-sentence, replaced by a recording of itself. The system was playing me back, words I hadn't finished saying, echoing through the empty clearing. "Immediate, immediate, immediate." I shut it off. Silence again. Then a shape moved between the trees. Human height, but wrong. Shoulders too narrow, head tilted too far. The beam from my flashlight hit it for half a second. It wasn't Reeves. The skin was pale, reflective like plastic, eyes black hollows. Then it was gone, replaced by the soft sound of water dripping onto metal. I backed toward the cruiser, every instinct telling me to leave. But something else held me there. A faint sound coming through my earpiece now, breathing. Close. Too close. I spun around. The passenger door was open. Inside, Reeves's flashlight sat on the seat, still flickering in bursts. 3 short, 2 long. I reached for it. The moment my hand touched the handle, the air temperature dropped hard, breath turning white. The hum stopped. Everything stopped. Then a new sound, a single, long exhale, came from directly behind me. I froze. My flashlight dimmed, then died. I didn't turn at first. I just listened. One slow step in the mud behind me. Then another. My throat locked up. I finally turned the beam on, shaking, pointing it over my shoulder. No one. Nothing but fog and dark trees. Then I saw movement in the reflection of the cruiser's side mirror. A figure standing just behind me. Close enough that its outline blurred into mine. Spoon. Empty air. The mirror still showed it. My breath quickened. I reached up, touched the glass. The reflection smiled. My own face didn't. I fell back, tripping over the door frame, slamming into the ground. The reflection still looked down, expression stretched, flickering like a corrupted frame of film. The cruiser's siren suddenly wailed, short, high, then died mid-tone. I scrambled to my feet. The tower lights had come on, pale, stuttering pulses up the frame, climbing higher with every beat. Someone or something was activating the system. I heard Reeves again, faint over the intercom. Get back in. Don't look at it. I turned toward the tower. A figure was standing halfway up the steps. I wanted to believe it was him. Same uniform, same stance. But the light from my beam showed his face, too dark around the mouth, like the skin had melted into shadow. His radio hung loose, repeating my last words from minutes ago. Reeves, respond. I ran into the woods, branches whipping my face, mud sucking at my boots. The hum followed, vibrating through the ground, through my bones. My recorder clicked on again by itself, my own voice whispering, "Stay quiet, it listens." I didn't remember saying it. I don't think I did. Ahead, faint lights blinked through the trees. Maybe houses, maybe hallucination. My vision tunneled. Static crawled along the edges of sound. Behind me, footsteps matched mine perfectly, one for one, just a fraction too late. When I stopped, they stopped. When I breathed, I heard another breath echo mine. I turned, flashlight shaking wildly, and caught sight of shape between the trunks. Tall, motionless, head tilted the way Reeves's was before he disappeared. The tower hum faded behind me. The forest swallowed everything else. My radio hissed softly, voice barely audible through the static. Unit 47, you're not supposed to see this. Then a sharp pop of feedback, and the light went out. They found the cruiser at dawn, engine dead, headlights cracked, both front doors open. No officers on scene. The radio log showed one unfinished transmission. Timestamp 2:41 a.m., the same minute the first call came in. Everything after that was blank. No GPS data, no dashcam footage. Just 36 minutes of black screen and faint, rhythmic interference that sounded like breathing. The report says backup arrived at 7:12. The rain had stopped, but the air was thick and metallic, the kind of humidity that makes your skin feel charged. The tower loomed above the trees, motionless, silent, cables still swaying as if the wind hadn't stopped moving through them. They found Reeves's flashlight near the shed, still blinking in sequence. 3 short, 2 long, battery almost drained. Inside the shed, the equipment was gone. Every console, every cable stripped away as though it had never existed. In the mud outside were footprints. Bora, human, leading into the forest, then circling back. Twice, then stopping beside the cruiser, facing the open driver's door. The last frame from the in-car camera showed a silhouette stepping into view. Just a shadow against fog. No features, no sound. Then the feed distorted, freezing on a single word burned into the digital log. Listen. They searched the area for 12 hours. No trace of Reeves. No trace of me, or whoever was supposed to be me. The official report later claimed equipment malfunction, probable signal interference. Officers presumed missing in action. That's what the file says. What it doesn't mention is what the responding units heard on the drive back. Open radio channels that shouldn't have been active, carrying fragments of voices. Mine, Reeves's, whispering coordinates that didn't exist. I don't know how this recording survived. Maybe it's an echo, maybe something else kept it here. The playback skips now, repeating fragments out of order. Dispatch's voice, Reeves laughing, my own breathing. In between, something new, a tone that wasn't there before. Lower, slower, like the hum from the tower. The tech team said it wasn't a tone at all, but a pattern, binary, looping in perfect intervals. A signal. 2 nights later, County 12 was sealed off. The tower's listed as fully dismantled. But on the surveillance feeds from the Highway Patrol, you can still see it sometimes. Not the structure, just the lights. A single red beacon pulsing deep in the tree line, turning on when the weather shifts, when the static builds. Last night, dispatch logged another call from the same coordinates. Same distortion, same voice. Unit 47, respond. We lost your signal. Can you confirm location? They played it back 3 times. Every version matched perfectly, down to the second. The channel was open, but no one transmitted it. The file you're hearing now was never meant to exist. It was pulled from an unregistered drive found in the cruiser's trunk 3 weeks later. The timestamp is wrong. It says November 5th, 2025, 2:41 a.m. same time. Same storm. Same call. I don't know who's listening to this, but if you hear the hum, turn off your radio. Don't answer. Don't repeat the signal. Because once it starts listening back, it doesn't stop. And the last thing you'll hear before everything goes quiet is your own voice, asking for backup from somewhere deep in the static. End of file. Transmission terminated.